Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Smash JT, and strap yourselves in for a very exciting episode. We are going to unbox the PlayStation Classic Mini to see what it actually looks like inside. Then I'm going to give it a test run, see what I think about the games, and give a final analysis. Before I go too far with this thing though, I want to let you guys know, if you are not aware of the surrounding circumstances with this system, there's been a lot of negative press, a lot of hate towards the system from journalists, YouTubers, pretty much everywhere. So I want to give this a fair, unbiased look to see, is it true? Is the system really as bad as everyone's saying? Or is there a light at the end of the tunnel? JT. I want to make sure I break the seal with this thing and be very careful about it, be very delicate, because you want to make sure you keep the value on these things in case you ever need to resell it or, you know, hold it for your collection so people can see it on your shelves as something you're really proud of. So always be very delicate when opening the seal on these. That's funny. It says on the back, mature 17 plus, M rated by the ESRB. But then one of the bullet points says, system recommended for ages 6 and older. But yet you have to be 18 or older to buy the system. Alright, so it comes in a nice little white box here. Wow. That is small. Like I was expecting small, but this is actually even smaller than I thought it was going to be initially by a lot. It's very cute. I don't say that about a lot of electronics, but damn, this thing is cute. Look at that. And it's light as a feather. Feels like it weighs like nothing at all. So there she blows, the PlayStation Classic Mini. And just for comparative purposes, here's the original PlayStation beast of a console. And there's the Mini in front of it. Wow, that is like 1/4 the size of it. And the weight is like nothing. This thing feels like 5 bricks put together. That is crazy how technology's progressed in such a short period of time. With the power button, the reset button, and the open button. Seems like it's pretty sturdy. There's no way to actually open the case on it. There's just an HDMI out and a mini USB power supply out. And as far as the actual contents of the rest of the box, this was something that was very disappointing when I first heard about it. USB AC adapter not included. That's in big writing on the yellow tab on the front of the actual box. It looks abhorrent to the eyes when you're actually in the stores and you see all these. Usually there's like a banner that says this is like a special feature or something cool included with it. No, this is saying that there's something not included with it, and it's like in big writing on the top corner. So you got the USB power cord, but again, no AC adapter to plug that into, so I'll have to find something to plug it into that is around the house. I've heard of certain people frying their systems, putting it into the wrong things, so gotta be careful with what you plug it into. The controller, very cool, is a little USB extension, but it has the actual mini PlayStation plug at the end of it, so it looks like it's the original PlayStation cord being plugged into the system. It's a very cool touch. Fits like a glove. That is nice. As far as the controller, it feels very solid. Very sturdy construction on this thing. I do wish it came with the dual analog sticks, and instead of including 2 controllers, just including 1 with dual analog sticks, especially because it comes with Metal Gear Solid. That seems like a gigantic oversight, but we're gonna still give this a shot, see how we feel about it, and give you guys a final analysis. So let's head to the game room. Here we are in the game room. I'm gonna have to do an official tour one of these days once I get this organized enough, but find a spot to put this puppy in.
Get the money and the passports back up. Bring half what you brought from the last spot. Don't worry, I'll tell you later. Just hurry and meet me at the time.
As far as the game selection is concerned, they're okay. Final Fantasy VII is a game that everybody definitely should play at least once in their lives. Unfortunately, I've played this game so many times, I am not excited to play it again right now. I already have it in 10 different locations in my life, so Final Fantasy VII, a great game, but already everywhere else in my life. Some of these games are from PAL regions, which means they run slower on North American TVs, like Tekken 3, and that is something that is completely unbelievable. And why is Cool Borders 2 on here instead of Parasite Eve? Lots of odd decisions that they made. Siphon Filter is one of those games with the old school polygon graphics that I know for sure doesn't hold up today. But let's try to put our retro caps on and pretend we're living back in the day with this game first coming out. I remember 989 Studios ruined the Twisted Metal franchise. Yikes, this does not look great. It's already starting to hurt my thumb. It's been a long time since I had to use an old school D-pad. Controls atrocious. It's funny, this is not one of the PAL region games, but it still feels like it's running in slow motion. I guess that's how this game felt back in the day, but yikes. It is pretty brutal to play right now. I'm just being honest, it's not that fun. Not to say it's a bad game, it's just a game that definitely does not age well, and you can tell just by the graphics alone, but by the controls as well, which I'd imagine the same feeling would be with Resident Evil as well. It's just, these controls are just clunky as all get out. I do remember you had to like go through here, I think. It also feels like it's very dark. Even in the bright areas, it just feels dark. Let's try another game. Press the reset. Let's see what happens with the reset button. Okay, so it creates a resume point on the virtual memory card. Okay, cool. That's a pretty neat feature. Although it only does that for one spot and you can't do it on any others. So you need to replace that if you want to make a different save spot. Let's see how Tekken 3 feels. People are saying this felt awful and sluggish and slow because this is the PAL region. See, Sony Computer Entertainment Europe. Why would they do that? What could have possibly gone through their minds where they're like, yeah, that seems like a good idea to throw some PAL region games on here. I was never a huge fan of Tekken personally. Just always felt a little sluggish to me. I can only imagine how a PAL region game is going to feel. That's one thing I didn't mention. They don't have any music on the game selection screen, which is very strange. Very bare bones. Here's the thing, for me personally, it's hard for me to tell if this runs slower than the US version because it always felt super sluggish to me in the first place. So it still feels super sluggish to me. And that's why I didn't like it to begin with. But yeah, having it run at 50 instead of 60 is unbelievable and something that is unacceptable this day and age. I can't believe Sony thought nobody would even notice. Or maybe they did think that and just didn't care. These games aren't even that fun outside of maybe Final Fantasy VII, which can be played anywhere right now. I have it on my phone. I have it on Steam. I have it on the original PlayStation. I have it on the PlayStation 3. I have it on the PlayStation 4. Final Fantasy VII is everywhere. So it's not really a motivational thing to go out and buy this system just to be able to play a game that's already available everywhere else. Now, if they had a bunch of other games that were super nostalgic, I could see it. But honestly, outside of Final Fantasy VII and Metal Gear Solid, there's really nothing on this system that's a little bit exciting. And Metal Gear Solid's already been redone with Twin Snakes on the GameCube, done far superior than what it was done on the PlayStation. And even if you want to play it on the PlayStation, there's a better way to play it, with a DualShock analog stick. Not this crap thing without the DualShocks. It changes the gameplay. You can't hear the vibrations when the enemies spot you. I don't even know how you'd play against that Psycho Mantis guy without being able to vibrate the controller. It's just, there's so many things that they didn't think about when they were putting this together. It frustrates the hell out of me. The games that you can play don't even hold up well. Resident Evil Director's Cut is sluggish, the controls are terrible, and anything like Siphon Filter, slow as all get out. Tekken 3 is the European version. There is nothing redeeming about this system. For $100 price tag, I need to do something to let people out there know that this is not okay. Sony making a console like this as a money grab before Christmas time to steal as much money from families unknowing about how bad this thing is, they need to be stopped. It needs to be known that what they are doing is unacceptable to the public eye, and I need to make some sort of impact on this situation to let people know that I don't give a crap about this terrible system, that I send a message to Sony saying this system is unacceptable to gamers everywhere, and anybody who buys this should ask for their money back, return it immediately, and demand better. And that's all I'm gonna say about this, because honestly talking more about it is just wasting your time and wasting your precious life. We only have so many hours on this planet, and you don't want to waste them listening to someone bitch about a system that shouldn't even exist in the first place. Sony had all the opportunity in the world to make this better, and what do? They turn it into a money grab. I'm gonna do something about this to let people know it's not acceptable to treat paying customers with hard-earned money like this. It's not okay for a company to make a money grab product. Oh, you piece of crap. It's been a long time, old friend, but I'm gonna need your help. Ugh. What am I doing? Why? I can fix this. I can fix this. Wait a sec, what am I doing? I can buy a PlayStation 3 with backwards compatibility and an HDMI out and a bunch of Sony PlayStation 1 games and downloadable titles that would be way cheaper than buying this in the first place. Oh, and it comes with dual analog sticks on the PlayStation 3 controller anyways. I feel so much better.